मैं आपके प्लेटफॉर्म में ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि कोई अगर ओजेम्पिक करे उसमें नेगेटिव क्या है? एक जिंदगी जीनी है, जो भी शॉर्टकट डॉक्टर बोल रहा है लो, इट्स मैडनेस। ओजेम्पिक लिया तो क्या हुआ? खरीद नहीं सकता हूँ मैं, डॉक्टर इंजेक्शन देता है। भाई सुन रहे हो? हाउ F. I didn't say it. Bollywood people go to South films and they can't speak. Like I was given many offers, big offers, but I have to act by numbers. Means 35, 47, 78, and they will match it. Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Amir Khan. For me, they are not legends. They are stars. They will become legends later. For me, Bachchan Saab. उन्होंने मेरा काम देखा. Lot of people say that, but I know he did because he described the scene. He said, मैंने एक scene देखा आपका और साक्षी का. I've heard that Tom Cruise is like this. Women would say, आपकी वजह से मैं अपने पति को बोल रही हूँ कि ऐसे ही रहो, पति से नहीं.
Was there ever a time कि आपको self doubt हुआ कि masculine hero ऐसे थोड़ी लगते हैं?
I promised my son that also. कि 50 की उम्र में तू देखना. Now a lot of producers, directors told me correctly, it may not work for you career-wise because you have such a strong brand that is established.
Correct.
Ekta, don't stop something. I've gone for meetings at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Having the car collection, you have 4-liter V8 twin turbo, 0 to 100 kilometers, 3.4 seconds, 4.57 crores, a Lamborghini Urus SE, first Indian to do that. So, we actors कमाते कितना है? ये
People like me, Sakshi, Ronit, Tulsi, if you are at the top of television for say 10, 15, 20 years, then you've made enough for 3-4 generations. Because Ronit bhai, maaf kar de. Ronit has a lot of houses, vacation homes. He has such a fantastic villa in Goa. He started in films. He didn't make it in films. He didn't have money to eat. Till Ekta took him on. In television, he never looked back. He had seen failure. So when he got success, he from day one respected it. But there are lots of people who did very well for 4 years and they're gone. Off camera, I'll tell you names that you'll be afraid. I can never be as successful as my father was. He had a very large advertising agency, 4th largest in India. He wanted his only son to take it over. It's his legacy. और मैंने 13 साल की उम्र में decide कर लिया था मैं तो actor हूँ.
But वो जब moment था जब finally both spoke.
Oh, बहुत deep आदमी है तू यार. I've held his hand and helped him die in his room for 4 days and 4 nights. You have certain roles that you were dying to. जैसे Godfather वाला. When I first saw Mom, I said in my head, if I get a character like this, I would love to do. Sorry, I don't know why I talk about it, but my next project is Jolly LLB 3. Talking okay, or should I do more Hindi?
If you can do more Hindi is better. But
I work in Hindi. Do you realize that?
yeah, वो मतलब
I can do Hindi.
नहीं सर, बहुत बार लोग आते हैं यहाँ पर जो वर्क इन हिंदी करते हैं, मतलब like we prefer English.
I like South Indian. That's why I've never done South Indian. Acting by numbers, you know what that is? Do you know what acting by numbers is? I'll explain to you later.
Okay.
When Bollywood people go to South films and they can't speak, like I was given many offers, big offers, but I have to act by numbers. Means somebody will be there and tell you have to say this sequence of numbers in this tonation, like 35, 47, 78, and they will match it. Yes, that's acting by numbers. जो मैं नहीं कर सकता, so I've never done a South project. But that's what they do because they know which number will match perfectly to the thing, and so they just tell you the tonation. You have to do that.
I don't know if I feel cheated or mind blown because ये तो insane है.
Lot of actors throughout have acted by numbers and done it perfectly. You cannot tell that they're acting by numbers. Yes, सिर्फ मेरे से होता नहीं है.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah.
Now हम बात कर रहे थे about you being a legend. Yes.
Sorry.
Talking about how you being a legend, but आपके लिए कौन legend है? In the entertainment space generally, who do you look up to or be like, damn, respect that person?
जो the whole country will agree with me. बच्चन साहब legend. आज के डेट में बच्चन साहब से बड़ा नहीं है कोई. Simple as that. Simple as that. So for me, that is what a legend is. Like I'll tell you something. For example, you all might find this weird. Why I can never see Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Amir Khan. For me, they are not legends. They are stars. They will become legends later. For me, Bachchan Saab is a legend. You see what I'm saying? Ayub Ji was a legend. Dilip Kaur, sorry. Yeah. He was a legend.
Right.
For me, legends are that. Raj Kapoor. The stars of today, Salman, Shah Rukh, the biggest stars of today, they're not legends. They will become legends. Today, they're superstars. Stars, superstars. Legend is Bachchan Saab.
Fair.
So how the F? I didn't say it. How the F can you call me a legend? That's what I'm saying.
आप कभी मिले सर से, बच्चन जी से?
बहुत बार.
कैसा रहा वो experience? What have you?
Bachchan Saab is the best person ever. Okay, I've been on his. I've been invited to his parties. I'm lucky enough. I've been invited to his house, to his holy party. He's a sweetheart. So I've done क्योंकि ये अपना उनका करोड़पति कौन बने करोड़पति twice. I've been to the episode twice.
जी.
पहली बार जब गए तो मैंने बोला उनके प्रोड्यूसर्स को don't tell him anything about me. They said okay. So on the episode during rolling I said sir I went to Sherwood which is his school.
Right.
You have to see his reaction.
हाँ.
He said क्या बात कर रहे हो? He got up from the chair, came to me to shake my hand like this. मतलब he's like Sherwood. I said हाँ जानबूझ के मैं कैमरा पे बताया. So my claim to fame is I'm also left-handed. And I also started acting on the same stage as he did. Macmillan Hall, Sherwood College, नैनीताल में पहली बार उन्होंने एक्टिंग की, पहली बार मैंने एक्टिंग की. That's the only thing I have in common with him. But वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा sweet है. उन्होंने मेरा काम देखा और lot of people say that, but I know he did because he described the scene. He said मैंने एक scene देखा आपका और साक्षी का जहाँ आप कुल्फी खा रहे हैं और आपने ऐसे किया वैसे किया. He saw the scene. वो legend आदमी जब ऐसे कहता है, it's I've heard that Tom Cruise is like this. I've heard.
Yeah.
That's how he is. He really, whoever he's talking to, he makes an effort to be genuine.
Wow.
He doesn't say things for effect, which our industry is full of. He's not like that.
And that's what you take from him when you meet someone like
That's
him?
what a legend should be, na? See, he's very aware of who he is.
Correct.
And he respects it. He doesn't take advantage of it. He respects it. He knows that उन्होंने actually एक बार कहा भी on Karan's, I'm not sure, शायद उन्होंने कहा या शायद जया जी ने कहा, शाहरुख भी थे उस एपिसोड में, शायद जया जी ने कहा थे कि इन दोनों को देखो, ये दोनों जो हैं जिस लेवल के हैं, that is God's gift. It's very rare and they both I think understand it and respect it. So that is true. शाहरुख को भी मैं थोड़ा सा जानता हूँ. These people do not take it for granted. They respect the fact that what they are is they are the 0.0001% of the world.
Correct.
Yeah.
Fair. So आपने ना एक बहुत पहले एक इंटरव्यू में एक बहुत बढ़िया बात कही थी which I found to be so badass and full of self confidence and self awareness. You said I am the highest paid overweight actor in the country.
Well, that was true because 140 किलो का था मैं and in the country television I said.
हाँ.
140 किलो का था. आप मुझे पॉइंट आउट करिए 140 किलो का आदमी. I was getting paid. See, television is a woman's medium. It's always the Tulsis and the Parvatis. You know, it's a woman's medium, which should be. Target audience, rural housewives, right? So for a man, always the Tulsi has been more famous than the Mihir. The Parvati more famous than the Om. Because it should be like that. I was lucky. I have always been as famous as the woman, if not more.
Correct.
In spite of the fact that I was 140 kilos. Socho yaar. Everybody else in television was fit. Maybe not six-pack body, but fit.
Correct.
You're fit. You don't have a six-pack body. मैंने देखा नहीं, assume कर रहा हूँ.
नहीं है सर, अभी नहीं.
पर सब लोग आपकी तरह थे ना.
हाँ.
मैं 140 में I was 2 of me. जुड़वा. हाँ यार.
Correct.
At that point to get paid that kind of money.
Correct.
It's never happened before and I'm pretty sure it'll never happen again.
But ये हुआ कैसे? मुझे
वो नहीं पता मुझे. ए भाई साहब, हेलो. मुझे what works and how it works मुझे कैसे पता? नहीं तो मैं हिट पे हिट देता. That I don't know. मैं बहुत लकी हूँ. ये टेलीविजन में जो मैंने हासिल किया is something I will never take for granted. ये
Correct.
कैसे हुआ? The audience, I'll tell you, वो इतना प्यार करते थे मुझे कि अभी मैं ऐसे हो गया हूँ. सब लोग तारीफ कर रहे हैं लेकिन सब लोग ये भी बोल रहे हैं बट मुझे वो वाला गोलू चाहिए. Why they're saying that? They love that character.
Correct.
It's when I hear that I feel amazing.
Yeah.
नहीं मुझे पहले वाला राम चाहिए. I don't feel bad. करी यार इतना मेहनत कर रहा. I do not feel bad. I feel amazing because it shows कि वो उस character से कितना प्यार अभी भी करते हैं.
Correct.
So I am just very lucky that I got that kind of acceptance and love. But I can never understand how it happened. I'm not the best actor in the world by any means. I am not gifted in any means. I will never understand how it happened. The only thing that comes to mind, and I don't know कि ये सही है कि गलत है. जो भी overweight होते हैं, कैमरा के सामने they try to hide it or cover it up.
Correct.
I was very bindas about it, which I know because मुझे पता था. देखो मैं ये साइज का हूँ. इसको छुपा के फायदा नहीं है तो इसको फ्लॉन्ट करो. तो मैंने राइटर्स को भी बोला कि जब भी आप लिखते हो जोक्स बिंदास लिखो. आई विल डू इट बिंदास. मैंने बोला उनको, तो उन्होंने जोक्स लिखे मेरे वजन पे। साक्षी मेरे को जो ताना मारती थी उन्होंने जानबूझ कर लिखे। आई प्लेड माई साइज इन अ वेरी ओपन वे,
करेक्ट,
जो शायद ऑडियंस ने पहले नहीं देखा शायद। सो दे लाइक दैट कि यार इसको परवाह नहीं।
सही बात,
दैट्स द ओनली थिंग दैट मे बी मेक सेंस। लेकिन मैं सही हूं कि गलत हूं मुझे
नहीं सही बात है। बट आपको कभी ऐसा लगा सर, बिकॉज आपने बोला यू राइट, उस समय एक पर्टिकुलर मोल्ड था, अभी भी है
उस समय, मतलब
हाँ आज भी है,
बॉलीवुड की हिस्ट्री में, हॉलीवुड की हिस्ट्री में, टॉलीवुड की हिस्ट्री में।
हाँ करेक्ट। तो वो जो मोल्ड था, लाइक यू सेड, यू आर आउटसाइड द बॉक्स, आपने तोड़ दिया। मैंने कहा यू आर लाइक ये मैं हूं एंड आई एम गोइंग टू बी द वे आई एम, दैट probably that's what the audience loved. But in that entire process, was there ever a time कि आपको self doubt हुआ कि यार I don't look like them, will the audience accept me? Or were you ever made to feel by people around you कि यार ये masculine hero ऐसे थोड़ी लगते हैं, body बनाओ, थोड़ा fit हो? Was that ever a feeling that got to you?
Never. In fact, उसका उल्टा हुआ. So what happened was कि जैसी तरक्की मिलती गई टीवी में,
जी,
it was like it was non-stop pretty much.
जी.
और मुझे पता लगा कि लोग मुझे ऐसे बहुत एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं. People on the streets would come to me, men and women both. Women would say, आपकी वजह से मैं अपने पति को बोल रही हूँ कि ऐसे ही रहो, पतले मत हो.
वाह.
पति आके बोलते थे आपकी वजह से मेरी बीवी मेरे को कुछ कह नहीं रही. So it was crazy यार. It was madness. And I never understood it. But it was मैंने फैमिली को बोला था कि because I allowed myself to be that fat and that unhealthy for some 15-20 years. It was not the best way to be.
Correct.
I promised my family, my children and myself कि at some point I have to become healthy. I cannot be like this forever because that is not good for me. Might be good for my career. जब मैंने I had decided at the age of 50, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए career में, I'm going to concentrate on myself. And I promised my son that also. कि 50 की उम्र में तू देखना. He never took me seriously. But point is, I told him that. Now, a lot of producers, directors told me correctly that it may not work for you career-wise because you have such a strong brand that is established.
Correct.
When anyone wants somebody like you,
yeah,
I was compared once. This was a very humbling experience. I was compared once to कि when somebody wants your size person, they only think of you. ये पहले होता था अमजद खान के लिए. What a big name that is. Amjad Khan had a personality and he was also huge. And they said कि Amjad साहब के लिए that kind of thing. So that will change if you suddenly become fit.
हाँ, correct.
तेरी branding वो नहीं है.
आपने इतने साल लगा के बनाया अपना ये.
Plus as a fit person there are thousands यार. As good as me, better than me. So I was aware that I'm taking a gamble, but it didn't matter because I'm doing it for myself.
Correct.
So, but career-wise, if you ask me, I would have probably done, I would not say better, पता नहीं अब क्या होगा life में, but career-wise, I think being like that would have been more beneficial. But
there was a security in that. आपको पता था कि वहाँ तो उस तरह का काम तो मिलेगा पक्का.
Once you're established,
हाँ.
You don't have to worry. चाहे इंडस्ट्री ऊपर जा रही है नीचे जा रही है, you're fine. Like during COVID time, a lot of actors went through a lot of problems.
Yeah.
We know more than you people. We know.
Correct.
I never had to worry, luckily, because I'm established. See, people who are established, they have nothing more to prove. देखो मैं अभी I can't prove anything more than what I am, right? So हम जैसे लोगों को अभी मिलता जाएगा, unless you do what I'm doing. अब मैं बदल गया हूँ, so far तो मिल रहा है काम, but let's see what happens.
Fair. And sir, ये I have to address this because ये इतनी बार आता है. कभी भी कोई इंसान, especially in recent times because of social media, goes through the grind of making themselves fit. Which you've also proven on social media, but the first thing that people throw around because ये terms normal हो गए हैं, अरे ये तो Ozempic किया, ये तो bariatric surgery की है, but उनको लोगों को विश्वास क्यों नहीं हो सकता कि कोई इंसान discipline and grind के through जाके अपने आप को transform कर सकता है? Why is that so hard for people to understand?
I don't know. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it's see, I don't know. I can never understand this. But the fact is, मैं आपके प्लेटफॉर्म में ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि कोई अगर ओजेम्पिक करे या कुछ भी करे, उसमें नेगेटिव क्या है? ये अभी तक मुझे जवाब मिला नहीं है. आई विश समबडी गिव्स मी एन आंसर. नाउ जो लोग बोलते हैं ये ओजेम्पिक किया, वो शायद जानते नहीं कि ओजेम्पिक कैसे किया जाता है. आप जानते हैं? ओके. ओजेम्पिक कोई टैबलेट नहीं है जो जाके खरीदे. ओजेम्पिक इज एन इंजेक्शन दैट यू हैव टू टेक वंस अ वीक. मतलब क्या हुआ? डॉक्टर के बिना आप नहीं ले सकते. अगर आपका डॉक्टर बोल रहा है लो, तो आप डॉक्टर की मानोगे कि सोशल मीडिया की? पॉइंट नंबर 1. पॉइंट नंबर 2, लोग बोलते हैं कि ये शॉर्टकट है, नेचुरल नहीं है। वो सारे लोग अंधे हैं। एक जिंदगी जीनी है, जो भी शॉर्टकट डॉक्टर बोल रहा है लो, लिव योर लाइफ एज हेल्दी एज यू कैन, व्हाई द हेल विल यू नॉट टेक अ शॉर्टकट इफ द डॉक्टर इज टेलिंग यू टू? बोलिए यार, इट्स मैडनेस। ओजेम्पिक लिया, हाँ तो क्या हुआ? जाके खरीद नहीं सकता हूं मैं, डॉक्टर इंजेक्शन देता है। भाई भाई सुन रहे हो? लास्टली, दिस इज द वर्स्ट, आई मीन दिस इज द फनीएस्ट थिंग। शॉर्टकट है, शॉर्टकट नहीं लेना चाहिए, नेचुरल वे। इस कमरे में जितने लोग बैठे हैं सब के सब ने शॉर्टकट लिया, इंक्लूडिंग यू। बताओ कैसे? अगर आपको बीमारी हुई, आप डॉक्टर के पास गए, दवाई लिया, तो वो शॉर्टकट ही है। इन्फेक्शन होता है, बॉडी हैज द स्ट्रेंथ टू फाइट इट, बट इट टेक 3 वीक्स 1 मंथ। आप जाके एंटीबायोटिक लेके 3 दिन में, वो शॉर्टकट नहीं है। हाउ इज ओजेम्पिक एनी डिफरेंट? वो सारे लोग जो सोशल में बोलते हैं, वो या तो अंधे हैं या दे नीड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ। बिकॉज द फैक्ट इज, अगर आपका डॉक्टर बोल रहा है कि ये लो आपके लिए बेटर है, डजंट इट एंड देयर? उसके ऊपर कोई आर्ग्यूमेंट है क्या?
अथॉरिटी ने बोल दिया
तो ना ये लोग जानते हैं कि ये कैसे लिया जाता है, कुछ नहीं जानते, सिर्फ अरे नेचुरल नहीं है। तो क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? घड़ी में जो टिक टिक हो रहा है, वो टाइम नहीं जा रहा, आपकी जिंदगी जा रही है आगे। जो भी डॉक्टर बोला है करो, जल्दी से डू इट मैन। दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। यू नो, Karan, Johar, मैं, all of us who go through this Ozempic nonsense, you know why we don't react? Because we know all these people are saying it, they're mad. They're retarded. Why bring it? Why bring up something when these people are mad? They know nothing about it. They know nothing. They know that you can't take it without a doctor.
Correct.
People like us have the highest level doctors.
That's true. Right. एक दूसरा साइड ऑफ द कॉइन भी है सर, जो एक इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्वर्जेशन है, जो हम लोग जब डिस्कस कर रहे थे ऑफिस में भी ये बात आई कि what you were able to achieve with your weight, and आपने rightfully कहा in your success, do you think the same kind of success would have been attributed or given to a woman if she was in your space in that time in television or even now?
Yes. देखो, अगर आप एक्टिंग में हो, if you have established yourself as a good actor, and the audience thinks so, if you go back in time, during my time, although she left much before, because she went into, once I take the name, you'll realize. She was my size as a woman, and probably more successful than me. It's just that she left earlier, and that was Smriti Irani. Smriti, when she started Kyunki Saas, and when she ended, she was huge. Her logic was that now I'm playing a character which has taken so many leaps. 20-year leap, 20-year leap, 20, अभी मैं grandmother बन गई हूँ, वो सब हुआ था. So you see the first year of Kyunki and the last year of Kyunki. She's as big as I am. So equally successful, right or wrong?
Correct.
I don't think ये मुझे अकेले में, I mean, it'll be difficult for another guy to do it, I agree. But simultaneously उसको हुआ था ना अपना स्मृति. If you see the last year and the first year of Kyunki, you'll see a massive difference. And I have asked her about it, and she has said she did it. She did it. She said she was playing true to her character. When she started, she was a wife, just a wife who's come into a family. Then she became a mother. Then she became a matlab leaps were very common, and it was 8 years or something.
Correct.
You know? So she allowed herself to become bigger. She was a grandmother and all of that. So, but she never looked back. If she had continued in television, she would have probably been much bigger than me. She left because she joined politics.
Yeah.
And she's doing very well there. So, I don't think it was only me. It would be same for women also. I think if you're a good actor, and you've established yourself, the audience will.
And I think कुछ element of divine intervention या luck तो लगेगा, because for you to land at the right place at the right time with the right talent, of course, but इतना बड़ा कोई इंसान फॉर यू, फॉर स्मृति ईरानी नॉर्मली नहीं बन सकता जैसे आज जैसा सक्सेस आपने देखा है. डू यू थिंक दैट
लक इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट? आई डोंट थिंक एनीथिंग इज पॉसिबल विदाउट लक, बिकॉज आप चाहे जितने भी अच्छे हो, इफ यू डोंट गेट द राइट ब्रेक, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू प्रूव इट?
करेक्ट.
यू नो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? आई हैव वर्कड in my television years with a lot of actors who are very very good actors. एक सीन भी करो पता लगता है, this is a somebody I've never heard of, but आता है इसको काम, right? And I always commend him or her, but not been lucky yet, so still waiting for the right break. Luck is very important in not only our industry but in life. But luck के बाद to continue To have a long, see, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Correct.
You want to do it for life. Then there's a lot other things that come into play. After luck, then there's things like professionalism, commitment. Then there's lots of other things, relationships, where talent takes a backseat.
Correct.
How you want to work with takes forefront. Today मेरा talent मुझे नहीं दिखाना है. सब लोग ने देख लिया. How I am to work with. People should want to work with me. People should see now. If I'm the senior on set, in most projects I'm doing, I'm one of the seniors. Okay, and so then I should set the right example to the juniors.
Correct.
This is important. I should not be the one who's being arrogant or being this thing, mera shot pehle lo types, because that sets the wrong. These things are more important than talent in my face.
Yeah.
If you stay correct, like see, let's take a Boman Irani. He's achieved so much. Now he can choose when he wants to retire. He's a character actor, right? Unless he does a lot of films as a lead, the film is not really on his shoulder, whether it's a success or a failure. He suddenly, Boman can't establish anything more than he is. He's already at the top. People like him, Anupam Kher, they will get to choose when they want to retire. Because till they want to work, they'll work. Simple as that. If your head stays correct, that is more important at this stage.
Correct. काम तो आता रहेगा.
हाँ, if lucky, मैं बहुत lucky हूँ.
Fair.
Yes, I know this काम तो आता रहेगा. When I say this, even at home, I realize how lucky I am. This is insane luck.
Correct. Fair. And when the industry was growing, TV industry was growing, there were certain people at the forefront जो sort of were taking it into the next age of TV for India. In terms of actors, it was you, it was Ronit Roy, it was Sakshi Tanwar, it was Smriti Irani, and a few others जो at the forefront थे, जो लोग recognize करते हैं as the golden age of TV. And on the other end was Ekta Kapoor, single-handedly taking the leap forwards, making shows that have run for 8, 9, 10 years, जो unheard था.
Yeah.
What was that like? I believe जब पहली बार आप उनसे मिले, she was working out of her basement.
Yeah.
ऐसी कोई कहानी है?
Yeah.
And then both of you have seen insane success together. Take me a little bit through that experience.
Yes. So when I first met Ekta, that time the Balaji building did not exist.
Okay.
And she was still on her way up. She was still a newish producer,
Right.
not Ekta Kapoor of today. And her office was in the basement of Krishna Bungalow. And the K syndrome hadn't started yet. Ekta ka K syndrome jo tha, my first show with Ekta was Ghar Ek Mandir with a G.
Correct.
Which was before Kyunki and before the K syndrome. So I know Ekta since before the K syndrome, before Balaji took off. But Ekta had like everything those days that she was touching was just going to this thing. And so I was lucky that Ekta gave me the platform that I wanted. You know, Ekta saw something in me. मैं दूरदर्शन में एक शो कर रहा था, न्याय, जहाँ पर एकता या भावना, one of her EP said, Ekta, see this boy, and Ekta saw and said, okay, call him. तो मैं गया. That's when I first met her, and she offered me Ghar Ek Mandir. So she saw in me कि इसको certain kind of roles दो तो ये करेगा अच्छा. So she always wrote for me the kind of roles which I would do well. I don't consider myself a very versatile actor. Some people can do anything. I'm not like that. I can do certain things very well, certain things with an effort, and certain things that I don't touch. Like, you won't see me do too much comedy. Because comedy is a different level. जो लोग comedy करते हैं ना, I'm telling you, they are better than people that do intense work. Because comedy is a different level. I don't think I'm good enough to do proper comedy. I've done it a little bit, but I don't feel confident. So the kind of work I wanted, Ekta wrote for me, and then she let me do it the way I wanted to, which was very, very good of her. So you know, together she did the right things and I did the right things, and that's why we've never had a flop together, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's literally Ghar Ek Mandir, then what was it, Kasam Se, and one bigger than the other. Then बड़े अच्छे लगते. Unbelievable.
And what do you think आप उनके success को क्या attribute करते हो? Why do you think she is so successful?
She knows the pulse of the television audience. If you notice, she has been far more successful in television than in films. That is because I think she knows the pulse of the TV audience like better than anyone else. Because in TV, she has never really looked back. There's a certain pulse of the audience. See, TV audience is different, film audience is different, OTT is different.
Correct.
Ekta really knows the audience of television, so she's never looked back. I mean, think about it. जितना success उन्होंने हासिल किया है और किसी ने नहीं किया है. You can only achieve that if you really are. See, success आपको सिर्फ audience देती है.
Correct.
No matter how much money you have, no matter how good a project you make, audience decides. एकता को आई थिंक टीवी की ऑडियंस सबसे ज्यादा अच्छी, शी रियली नोज व्हाट दे वांट एंड शी केटर्स टू इट परफेक्टली. दैट्स द ओनली रीजन. आई तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
And of course, I'm sure there's an insane work ethic, constant hard work. वो सब तो
वो workaholic है. But ऐसे बहुत लोग हैं. But yeah, she's a workaholic. Her passion is work. She works till 4-5 in the morning. Such में no jokes. I've gone for meetings at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. एकता non-stop काम करती है. She has the capacity to also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Insane. And जो आपने नाम लिए जो shows के, like you said, iconic successes. पहला show एक success होता है, plus you also meet someone very important in your life on that show in घर एक मंदिर. So that you do go for a show, end up meeting your future wife. What was that feeling experience like?
I did not expect that because we became buddies actually. We became it was very weird. Gautami and me meeting was very weird. Normally when you meet somebody, when you're interested in that person or attracted to that person, you put your best foot forward. है ना? Always. मेरा उल्टा हुआ.
ऐसा क्यों?
Because she was not at all my type, or so I thought. तो मतलब typical Brahmin Maharashtrian girl from a middle class family, and not at all the kind of women I used to date or be with at that time. So दिमाग में आई नहीं. So I just became buddies with her. She also same. That this guy's mad. I met her mother and her on the same day. My future mother-in-law on the same day. They also knew he's a nice guy, but he's mad. I was crazy those days. Mad crazy. So I always, whoever I was dating, I would tell her first. अरे यार मैं इसके साथ जा रहा हूँ बाहर. You know, she was my buddy. So I would discuss everything. So I put my worst forward to her. She would hear all my nonsense first. Sorry, I'm hitting the mic. So when it changed to more is something we still can't analyze. We became such close friends, just friends. I would literally tell her all my conquests. You know, I'm in Goa and this girl I met, I would tell her first. Which is something you never do. But she was my buddy. So, and she would tell her mother, my future mother-in-law. Right? That's the kind of relationship we had. तो when मैं दिल्ली में शूट कर रहा था, we had known each other for about maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and we were just buddies. We were really close buddies in the sense that we would discuss everything, take advice from everything, but that's it. So Delhi I was shooting for Monsoon Wedding, and we were talking on the phone about whatever, and that's when I started realizing I'm thinking about her a lot more than I should, which is weird. I started feeling weird about it. When I came back to Bombay, I was open enough with her to discuss anything. So I addressed this, thinking, I'm feeling a little out of place. That's when I found out that she had been feeling like that for a bit. Bataya nahi. So we were both kind of in the same space. So that's when very tenderly and then I got ball and chain attached to my leg, and 25 years has passed. But yeah.
Sweet. I'm going to switch gears here
of course.
A little bit. And no pun intended, I'm also going to talk about the vehicle that you just drove in.
Hey, Bhagwan.
Right. There's been a lot of conversation, and as from one...
Every car I buy, it goes all over.
But I'm telling you from like a boy's expectations. Like for me, it's a fist bump to you for having the car collection you have, because that's what all of us dream of, right? You bought a car that is 4-liter V8 twin turbo, 0 to 100 kilometers, 3.4 seconds, 4.57 crores, a Lamborghini Urus SE, first Indian to do that. How? And how does it feel? Because this is a boy asking you who's excited and always wanted this. For all the men watching out there, for all the women who are interested in cars, ये आपने कैसे किया? And this is not the only one in your arsenal. You have an insane collection.
Yeah, so this
is from a place of admiration, not कि आपने कैसे खरीद ली. Admiration कि ये आपने कैसे खरीद ली.
So thank you for all the compliments. See, I've always been into. I'm a petrol head, crazy petrol head.
Yeah.
So I've always really been into cars and bikes.
Right.
People who are into cars and bikes, like me, and people who can afford it, they all have collections. The difference is, in fact, most of my friends, I live in South Bombay, and I have a lot of, apart from the industry, I have a lot of South Bombay corporate friends who have nothing to do with the industry.
Right.
Because my family is very corporate. My father was in the corporate world. I'm the only one in Bollywood in my entire family.
Right.
So in my South Bombay friends who are all in the corporate world, they all have collections as good as me and better. Only difference is that mine is talked about because it comes in the news. But if anybody who's a petrol head like I am, always have been, like you seem to be, once you can afford it, like without thinking, you will have it. Because I don't like spending money on anything except that. You know what I'm saying? So, बाकी सब जैसे कपड़े वगैरह, my wife tells me what to buy. Yes, I wear proper clothes and I do wear brands and all that. Most of it, my wife says, look at this new collection, because she's very into it. Okay, Instagram dekh le. So she's very into it and she tells me, see this new collection, or you should buy this jacket, or you should buy that. So there she guides me. Watches and cars is the only thing I love. So that, now even a watch collection, simple as that. People who can afford it, who are into watches, they have fantastic watch collections. So it's just, a lot of people have it, but they keep quiet about it.
Correct.
Even we try to keep quiet. You will not see me post anything about any car of mine. But unfortunately, because you're in the public eye, it gets...
Correct.
Every car I have bought, yes, I have a collection. I have a Ferrari, I have a Porsche, I have this. But the thing is, every car I buy, we don't like to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But we can't help it, because even if this is what happens. Like, for example, on the Lamborghini launch, I mean, when I took the delivery, I told, because I know the dealer, I said, yeah, don't put press there. They said, okay, no problem. There was no press there. They kept their internal photographer, their company in-house photographer.
Yeah.
The minute they loaded it on the Lambo India website, the press took it over. So how can I stop this? You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So we are used to it. And I mean, I'm lucky, once again, that I can afford all this. And this is that's why I always drive myself. I do not have a driver.
Yeah, नहीं हम लोग कुछ बात ही कर रहे थे and someone was like कि sir is only driving.
Always.
I said, guys, do you know the car he's bought? He will not let anybody else drive. वो कार इंसान खरीदता है ताकि वो खुद चला सके.
Also, there are other friends of mine who have cars like this, but their driver drives them sometimes, they drive sometimes. I drive myself because driving is like therapy for me.
Yeah, I get it.
My wife often asks, some of my colleagues also ask, कि 14 घंटे shooting के बाद, when you drive home, aren't you tired? It's the opposite for me. I feel relaxed.
Yeah.
After stress, when I'm driving back, I feel relaxed. That's the only time you have yourself. Think about it. On set, you're surrounded by people.
Yeah.
Okay? At home, you're surrounded by family. The only 2 times a man is alone is in his car or in the bathroom. Which is why the best thinking happens only in these 2 places. Haven't you heard that my best thoughts come on the pot?
Yeah.
That is true, and in the car.
Yeah, I agree with you. I drive every day myself, and as
There
a
you
man, I
go.
can attest. बहुत चीजें जाती हैं, a lot of things you're thinking about, a lot of things आप लगता है ये solve हो गया. Because you're always thinking for solutions. इसका कैसे solve करूँ, ये कैसे करूँ, वही चलता है.
Because when you are in a place of full relaxation, that your mind works.
Correct.
Which is why when I'm in my car listening to my music and driving, I'm feeling very relaxed. That's why good thoughts happen.
Fair. आपने बहुत सही बात कही कि आपने कहा anyone who's a petrol head and anyone who can afford it will buy it.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a very important question. Sir, TV actors कमाते कितना है? ये for somebody, this is okay. I'll tell you from a very serious note. For somebody entering the industry today versus say TV then, what is the expectation? I don't mean actual numbers. I mean just for a person who wants to make a career, because a lot of people now look at making a career only in films, only in OTT. But TV is still a very big industry watched by hundreds of crores of people in India. तो उसमें अगर आपको करना है, what is that ladder like? वो कैसे growth होती है? And what is roughly what can people expect to earn if they want to make it big?
What they can expect to earn is not something I should disclose, because that varies from person to person.
Okay.
But let me say this. Television, it's not that TV actors make as much money as film actors. ऐसा नहीं है. But there is something which is there. If you have a hit show,
Correct.
which is going to last 7-8 years,
हाँ.
and if you are at the top of television where you're making a lot of money, तो per month आपका जो check आ रहा है, it's like a salary for 8 years. So for those 8 years, you have made enough money as film actors, because the thing is, आप फिल्म में चाहे जितना भी कमाओ, वो फिल्म खत्म होने के बाद नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट शायद 2 साल बाद हो.
Correct.
टीवी में 8 साल के लिए आपको सैलरी चेक मिल रहा है.
हाँ.
That, so I'm just saying, okay, people like me, Sakshi, Ronit, Tulsi, what's happened is, if you are at the top of television for say 10, 15, 20 years, and if you're sensible, then you've made enough for 3-4 generations. Because for those, और मैं जानता हूँ रोनित ने भी ऐसा किया है, साक्षी ने भी ऐसा किया है. These people, I'm sorry guys, I'm not talking about your wealth too much, but these people are set for 4 generations. When I decided to stay unhealthy and fat, at a personal level, I was taking a risk, because I was very unhealthy. I was very unhealthy. I'll tell you, I don't mind talking about it. I had reached a level of unhealthiness which was scary. I'll talk about it. But I took that decision. I spoke to my wife about it. I said, listen, I'm loved like this. I'm really loved like this. And I think if I capitalize on this, I can ride the wave and really establish myself. So मैंने वो किया. That's when I said, at the age of 50, no matter where I am, I will transform. At that time, no one took me seriously. Don't blame them. It's not easy. But why I said that and why I did that is so I realized that nothing lasts forever. I realized I'm on a wave. For a good 15, 20 years, I literally made a salary check of a ridiculously high amount. Please think about that. अगर आपको फिल्म करनी है, आप फिल्म में आपको 5 करोड़ मिल रहे हैं, 10 करोड़ मिल रहे हैं, ठीक है. You're not doing a film every month, boss.
Correct.
You're doing a film maybe once a year, once in 2 years. But when you're making that kind of money on a monthly basis for 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you're sensible with your investments, you're set.
Fair.
It's very simple. Now, let me say one thing. People who are looking aspiring. When you start in television, you have to be prepared to start at the very bottom.
What does the very bottom mean?
I started, nobody realizes this of Ram Kapoor. Everyone knows Ram Kapoor of today. For the first 10 years, people didn't know who I was. शादी करने के बाद पहले एक पूरा साल I had to live off Gautami's income because I had no work. That nobody remembers. Gautami was doing lipstick at that time. I was doing nothing. When I started at 1,500 rupees per day for Doordarshan. Yes, that was my starting paycheck.
Wow, 45,000 a month.
You didn't work every day. I worked about 15, 20 days.
Oh, okay.
So the point is, that was my starting. You have to be prepared to start at the bottom. Television is a dog's life. If you make it, then you're sorted. But less than 2% make it. Let's say 1,000 people enter television every month. 2% make it.
Why?
That's what the thing is of show business worldwide. 2% of show business people, this is statistics, I don't know why, but in the world, whoever wants to enter show business, not only as an actor, singer, writer, cameraman, anybody, 2% have success. It's that difficult, the amount of people that are trying to come in. Right. Apparently, 1,000 people enter Mumbai every month to enter show business from small towns.
Yeah, very, very.
So, socho.
Number to have.
Every month, 1,000. So, 12,000 a year are entering a year.
Correct.
And it's a dog's life. So, Shuruat of show business is, and you have to be prepared to work like a dog non-stop for as many hours as possible. No money, no respect, no nothing. It's not easy. Yeah. I would not want my children to do it unless they really know what they want. It's not, once you make it, yes, life is good. For me, life is very good today.
Once you make it, then it's the equivalent of a government job in entertainment.
First 10 years.
8 साल की stability है, 10 साल की stability है.
And then you can work on your terms. भाई मेरे को इतने घंटे काम करने हैं, मेरे को. Then people say, अच्छा, fine.
सही बात है.
Because they know you're adding to the project.
Correct.
You see, today people are taking me, अच्छा ये role के लिए राम best है, ले लो. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So first 10 years, I was as insecure as anyone else. Always short of money. There were times when I had money, times when I didn't have money.
Yeah.
And when I got married, I was nowhere. Gautami married me when I was a nothing. Please understand that. Today I am, and that time I had six-pack also. I conned her. After marriage, I became. So the point is, I would recommend television to people only if they really are dying to be. You have to die to be in this industry. Yeah. Otherwise, मैंने बहुत कुछ देखा है which is not pleasant.
I'm sure.
So money-wise also, yes, if you make it to the top, like a Ronit, or a Sakshi, or myself, anybody at the top, and if you're sensible, if you're doing shows which are hits for years and years, and you're sensible with your investments,
correct.
There are a lot of people, I will never mention names, there are a lot of people who had hit shows, and they spent more money than they should, और वो show जब बंद हुआ, दूसरा show नहीं मिला, they have not done well, and they have disappeared slowly. I will never mention names.
No fair.
But we know all of them.
Yeah.
But people like Ronit, I keep mentioning Ronit's name. आप लोग को पता ही Ronit भाई माफ कर दे. Ronit has a lot of houses, vacation homes. He has such a fantastic villa in Goa. I mean, he has been very sensible. He has known. Acha, why has Ronit been so sensible? Ronit is much more senior than me. He started in films. He didn't make it in films. He was a flop in films. He didn't have money to eat. Till Ekta took him on. In television, he never looked back. But he had seen failure. So when he got success, he, from day one, respected it. So I looked at Ronit and I learned a little bit from Ronit. His investments have always been correct. I've known Ronit for 25 years. But I came in television, he started in films and he didn't make it in films. So he respected his success from day one. So he has been wise with his money.
Correct.
Same for Sakshi. Sakshi is a very sensible girl. She doesn't have the habits that, she doesn't like fancy cars like I do. She's very sensible. She has enough money for bloody 6 generations. Because she spends very wisely.
Yeah.
So if you are like this in television, you will have money for everything.
Fair.
I have lived well. But I have invested very well.
Sensible.
Always. No, you have to know how to invest.
Fair.
Which Ronit knows very well. I learned a lot from him. Which is why I'm saying, but there are lots of people who did very well for 4 years and they're gone. If I mention off camera, I'll tell you names that you'll be, Arey baap re. You all will all be shocked कि हाँ, on camera I won't.
नहीं fair. I have a theory, so tell me if I'm correct. मुझे ऐसा लगता है, जैसे आपने बोला, ये एनालॉजी मैं बहुत अपने दोस्तों को भी देता हूँ जो कॉर्पोरेट में है. कॉर्पोरेट में एक स्टेप लैडर होता है. आप 1 साल काम करेंगे, आपका प्रमोशन होगा, इतना % इंक्रीमेंट होगा, आपको एक एटलीस्ट रफ विजन तो पता है अपनी लाइफ के बारे में. इंडस्ट्री में एंटरटेनमेंट थ्रू आउट, बॉलीवुड, OTT, टीवी में वो नहीं है. बॉलीवुड इट्स अ स्नेल्स रेस वेर आप धीरे धीरे रेंग रहे हो और एक दिन कुछ ऐसा होता है जो आपकी किस्मत में चलता है. देन देयर इज अ हॉकी स्टिक कर्व एंड आप ओवरनाइट सक्सेस बन जाते हो. 90% ऑफ द पीपल जो आते हैं बॉम्बे में वो 1 साल के अंदर रियलाइज करते हैं कि दिस इज नॉट व्हाट दे एक्सपेक्टेड. दे डोंट हैव द काइंड ऑफ मनी दे थॉट. वो एक दिन में शाहरुख खान नहीं बनेंगे एंड दे हैव एक्सपेक्टेशंस और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज एट होम which probably they have to go back to. So 90% of the people probably wither away in 1 year. बाकी जो 10% बचते हैं उसमें से भी बहुत लोग ओनली वांट टू मेक इट इन फ्रंट. पहले तो हर किसी को हीरो बनना है. देन दे रियलाइज इट्स नॉट देयर cup of tea, so they probably take other roles in the entertainment industry, behind the camera and stuff like that. So maybe another 5-6% go there. बाकी जो आपके 3-4% बचे उनमें असली रेस है. I'm only talking in front. असली रेस है in front of the camera में, जिसमें भी जो लोग can play it long कि मैं 5 साल बिना रुके मेहनत करूंगा या करूंगी, they make it to that 1% of that 10% that was left. Do you think the analogy stands? or
मेहनत से नहीं होता.
हाँ, luck.
मेहनत हर कोई करता है. मेहनत से नहीं होता.
I miss the secret sauce of luck.
Yeah. मेहनत, everybody tries their hardest. That is not the criteria. It is luck. In the beginning, you need that one touch of luck you need.
Fair.
Right place, right time में सही project मिल जाए जहाँ पर तुम्हारा रोल सही हो.
जी.
That is necessary.
Correct.
अच्छा, जैसे आपने कहा कि स्टेप पे नहीं है. Absolutely correct. Show business, whether you're an actor or anything, a singer, a dancer, anything in show business, even a director. If you are in show business, then nothing is corporate. It's not a job.
Yeah.
It's not a salary. So it's a dog's life till you make it. Once you make it, then you have a gifted life.
Correct.
Then I'm sorry, but then nothing compares.
Correct.
I'm saying this.
Of course, risk-reward ratio.
That is why everybody wants to be in it, because they only look up to people that are hugely successful. They don't know about the people who have never made it.
Correct.
For them, life is very hard.
Yeah.
I will not. I have 2 children. Both their parents are in show business. But we don't want them to enter show business.
Fair.
I have told them that I won't stop y'all. But don't enter it, because y'all are not going to start where I am.
Yeah. Fair.
I'm not a producer. I cannot launch you. I don't want to launch you, because उस same money में मैं 2 villas खरीदूंगा जो double हो जाएंगे, which I'll give to you only. No, सोचो, if I'm taking money from your inheritance, जितने पैसे मैं डालूंगा 10 करोड़ 20 करोड़, उसमें मैं 4 घर लेके 40 करोड़ बना दूंगा आपके लिए. Right or wrong?
सही बात.
So I'm sensible.
I love it.
They have to start from the bottom, which is not something I want from them.
Yeah.
I'm making enough for them so that they can live a peaceful life and do what they want. So then why make them go through hell?
Yeah, fair. And sir, आप जब ये करना चाह रहे थे when you were in the US, and I think coming back to your cars, you were also selling cars, and I think that's a full feedback loop in your life also. There is a very wholesome and a very emotional story there where you said that your father was like कि भाई don't get into this, come join the family business, but you were adamant कि मुझे पता है मुझे क्या करना है अपनी ज़िंदगी में. For a very long time, your dad didn't talk to you. I think 10 years he didn't talk to you until लोग उनके पास आते थे कि राम के साथ मुझे फोटो चाहिए. जी. And then he realized कि अरे मेरे बेटे ने तो कुछ कर लिया.
That's when it hit him. My father was very, very successful. I can never be as successful as my father was. He was 10 times me. He had a very large advertising agency, 4th largest in India at that time. He wanted his only son. I'm his only son. He wanted his only son to take it over. His legacy. और मैंने 13 साल की उम्र में डिसाइड कर लिया था मैं तो एक्टर बनूँ. Simple as that. So I was very adamant. So when I went to America, I never came back because I realized वो नहीं भेजेगा मुझे. And I got into acting school and did everything myself. So I took him on. I don't want my children to take me on. I've told them, if you want to do it, I'll support you, but
Yeah.
I would not want you to do it.
But वो जब moment था जब finally both spoke, and you've also spoken very nicely about unfortunately when you lost him, you said he lived his life on his own terms.
Oh, he lived his life, he even died on his own terms.
Why do you say that?
ये थोड़ा लॉन्ग कॉन्वर्सेशन हो जाएगा, टाइम है हमारे पास. Yes, we didn't talk for 10 years, but the thing is that we always were very close to each other internally.
Right.
I always fought him. My whole life I fought him because I was very similar. My father and me were very similar as people. He was also a self-made man. And even though he gave everything to us, I wanted to be a self-made man.
Because
I just didn't have the guts to tell him that. Okay? It took me 10 years to earn his respect. वो सब तो ठीक है. But even after that, we fought all our lives. Even when we spoke, it was always a fight. Always. Like, for example, शादी के बाद you have to stay with me. Why? I'm staying in my own house. Fight. Q. Because I want to stay in my own house. Why will I stay in your house? I want my wife to run her own kitchen. Simple as that. Everything was a fight. Everything he would sulk with. I did not care. But we never lost respect for each other internally. And I found this out when his cancer, I lost him to cancer. So when his cancer took over, when he was realizing that he only reached out to me, nobody else. That's when I realized that towards the end, he only wanted me. So now, ये थोड़ा deep है. Okay, the thing is, when he was told, okay, now you don't have long, get your affairs in order, could be 6 months, could be, now whatever you have is a gift. So at that time, he called me and he said, Ram, ये है situation. Now, I'm asking you something, tell me. For me, my death is not a big deal. If you can also make it not a big deal, then we can really discuss it, analyze it, and you can do certain things for me. So I said, cool. So we used to talk about his death every day. What all he wants done, how he wants done. Don't leave me alone. I know it's COVID time. Jitna bhi time hai, you have to stay with me. Do not leave me alone. I don't want any of the women there. I don't want your mother there. I don't want your wife there. Nobody. Then I don't want any chauta. I don't want any terwa. I don't want nothing. Aisa karna. Same day, do this. We used to analyze his death as if it's a meeting. And everything that he wanted, I did. He died on his own terms like a king. Because in his mind, it wasn't a big deal. And he asked that of me. So it wasn't a big deal. Of course, I had my weak moments. But I have held his hand and helped him die in his room for 4 days and 4 nights. It's not easy, but I did it. And it was the biggest therapy for me. I mean, I consider myself very lucky. But to do that, you have to really not make it a big deal. Actually, in life, nothing is a big deal. We choose what is a big deal and what is not. But all the philosophers, if you read their books, or Sadhguru or Dalai Lama, they all say nothing is a big deal. So I think I learned that from him. And that is why now after his death, a lot of people tell me your father had a lot of respect for you. But he never said that to me when he was alive. But I think that's the reason I'm grounded. That's the reason I never make a big deal of myself. I am not a star at all. I'm a very lucky guy who has a good life. See, this is why people call me legend. I feel damn weird. I am not. I am an actor who's very, very lucky. Simple as that. My father, I was lucky enough to be featured in Zindagi Ka Isi Ka Naam Hai, where they used to feature.
Yeah, Farooq Sheikh.
My father didn't want to come for the episode. He said, Film City kaun jayega? Pagal hai kya? I had to convince. I'm like, this is a very big deal. Come. He didn't want to come. We had to force him to come, and he was sulking throughout the episode.
अरे बाप रे.
ऐसा था. So he's the reason I'm very grounded. कि मैं कुछ नहीं हूँ.
Fair. I'm sure he's proud of you today.
Wherever he is.
Yeah. Also of your constant reinventions with your health, with your career, be it from TV, be it from movies to now OTT, with your new series. There's so much you keep doing, taking on. You know, what is that like with your new show also coming out? वो experience कैसा है? How do you always keep reinventing? I know the character is different. It's new what you're doing in Mistry.
Okay. This is a good thing. I'll address this for 1 second. So, most people, almost everyone in this world, they want to stay in their comfort zone.
जी.
Trust me, there is I don't want to show it here, but there is something on Instagram which I follow where they say that most people live the same 6 months of their lives every 6 months and then they die. It's true. Most people, they go to the same restaurants, they meet the same people, they have the same routine for all their lives, and then they die. Because they want to stay in their comfort zone. It's very weird to go out of your comfort zone. But if you go out of your comfort zone and keep changing yourself and changing your life, then you experience a lot more. I've always wanted to do that. That is why I've always changed gears. It was very easy for me to stay in television. and make as much money as I wanted. But go out of your comfort zone. Na? So I'm telling you, think about it. Most people live the same 6 months of their lives again and again and again till they die. It's a fact. Same जगह जाते हो, same लोगों को मिलते हो, same bar, same club, same restaurant, right or wrong. How many times have you taken risk and done something completely different? Because you don't want to go outside your comfort zone.
Correct.
But if you challenge yourself and you keep doing that, you will experience so much more. You will die much more enriched.
Evolved.
That is why I've always wanted to do that.
And how was it with this experience with Mistry? It looks so different from anything you've ever done.
Mistry is something that has happened to me for the very first time. I'll tell you why. Okay. I have had a fantastic career. I've had a lot of good work. Her actor, शुरुआत में, whether you're in acting school or whether you're starting, you have certain roles that you are dying to do. जैसे Godfather वाला. Everybody does.
Correct.
When I first saw Monk was a show on NBC, a hit show for 8 years. When I first saw Monk, it was a TV show. I fell in love with the show. I fell in love with the character. Yeah. I didn't know that actor before, Anthony Shalhoub. I didn't know him. But I said, yeah, what a character. I said in my head, if I get a character like this, I would love to do it. And I got it. It's something this is a dream that has come true. Mistry is a dream that's come true. It's a gift, I don't know from where. Because I had those 4-5 characters that I would love to do, and this was one of them. And when Bani J bought the rights of Monk, so Monk is being remade in Hindi, and they bought the rights. In fact, I was lucky enough to meet the writer. The writer of Monk came to meet me on set. Oh, wow. So it's the same show, but adapted for Hindi. Right. So when they came to the house and said, we'd like you to play Monk, I went numb. I had a huge shoulder injury at that time. I couldn't do it immediately because I had stage 3 surgery on my shoulder. So I was in a sling. I said, I'll do it. My manager was like, sir, I had to have 9 months of physiotherapy. So they said, no, we'll wait for you. Because they are okay to wait. 9 months I could not work. But I was wanting to do it immediately. The manager said he can't work for 9 months. But so it's a dream. I got to do a role that I hope I've done justice to it. That is something the audience will decide. Because Tony Shalhoub was fantastic. The world got to know him.
I watched the show. It's brilliant.
Through Monk, the world got to know who Tony Shalhoub is.
Yeah.
So I hope that I have done justice to it, that the audience will
decide. The trailer looks fantastic.
Thank you. And we got 18 million views on Instagram. That's thank you guys. That's amazing. 18 million views. That's amazing. Fantastic. Yeah. So I'm just the luckiest guy in the world. Mistry is that for me. Mistry is not just another good project. I do get very good projects. I have a film coming out. Sorry, I don't know if I talk about it, but my next project is Jolly LLB 3. Which is a fantastic project, where I'm opposite Akshay and Arshad, which is a fantastic project, right?
Oh, looking forward to that, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, sir, I don't know if I can talk about it, sorry. But, aap maaf kar dena. Subhashi is a darling, Akshay is also a darling. But the thing is, that's a fantastic project. I was very lucky to get it. I am the lawyer opposite both of them. I'm very lucky to get it, but it's not what Mistry is. Mistry was a dream.
It's a dream. It's your lifelong dream. Yeah.
वो प्रोजेक्ट आ गया कैसे आ गया आई डोंट नो
क्योंकि आपने वो कहीं वो थॉट छोड़ दिया था ना यूनिवर्स में तो वापस आ गया यूनिवर्स आपके पास कि ये लीजिए
मे बी बट एवरी एक्टर हैज दिस कि यार ऐसा कोई रोल मिले
करेक्ट
मुझे मिला
वाओ
सो मिस्ट्री आई हैव डन फ्रॉम द हार्ट आई हैव नॉट डन इट फॉर मनी आई हैव नॉट डन इट फॉर करियर आई हैव नॉट डन इट फॉर एनीथिंग आई हैव डन इट फॉर हार्ट सो हुएवर माय ऑडियंस इज who has been watching my work when they see me do Mistry they'll realize यार ये बहुत personal है इसके लिए they will realize my family will realize what Mistry is for me that is what Mistry is so anybody who has liked my work in any way, you all have to see Mistry because it's the ultimate that I could have asked for in terms of project and role. And then credit to Bani J, they did very good casting. They got the principal characters. Apart from me, there are 3. It's perfectly cast. Sometimes good casting happens. Sometimes it's not always.
Yeah.
Bade अच्छे लगते हैं. I was good because Sakshi was in front of me.
Yeah.
Please understand this. Acting is not a one-man show. Okay, it's a jugalbandi. Everybody has to be good. Jubilee, the serial that came, everybody was good in Jubilee. That's why it worked.
Ji.
Not every project is like that. I think Mistry is like that. The director was perfect. The other cast was perfect. Credit to Bani J. So they gave me a platform which was absolutely perfect. We think it'll work, but we don't know. Hoping the best.
27 June.
27 June on Jio Hotstar.
All right. Now, because I know we are pressed for time, I'm going to go to my last section, which is going to be very, very quick in like 2 minutes.
Like a rapid fire.
So,
but then hamper has to be there.
Coffee.
देखो एक मिनट सुनो if you see my episode of Coffee with Karan,
जी
Ekta, me, Ronit and Hitin, I won the hamper.
तो हैम्पर तो आपको मिल गया
तू करण जौहर नहीं है.
आपको हमारी रिस्पेक्ट, दुआएं और बहुत सारा प्यार मिलेगा
उसको हैम्पर में.
हाँ हैम्पर में. ऑलराइट, a fun segment, it's called One Thing I Never Said.
I've said everything.
Okay, let's see. One thing you never said about TV versus OTT.
OTT is the future.
Okay.
TV will always be TV, but OTT is the future. For example, okay, so no, these are not quick questions. These are questions that require. See, when TV came, people thought radio is finished.
Correct.
Radio is not gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Certain things are just the future. That doesn't mean. Abhi people are saying OTT versus theatre is dead. No, it is not.
The percentage changes.
No, it falls into its own bracket.
Correct.
But it's the future. OTT is the future. Everybody has realized that. Nothing. OTT is the future. OTT is
Fair.
what will be the biggest eventually.
But आपको कभी ऐसा लगता है कि OTT या movies में there is a certain way TV actors are looked at, because बहुत लोगों ने इस बारे में बात की है that they are, हमको TV actors बुलाते हैं, actors नहीं बोलते, TV actors बोलते हैं.
जो लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं वो सोचते हैं because their दिमाग is like this. Please understand. If you feel you're a TV actor, then you are a TV actor. People who never feel that way are never categorized that way. Understand this. ये सारी चीजें आप अपने दिमाग में डालते हो.
Fair.
मैं तो एडवाइस दूंगा, किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म में काम मिल रहा है करो काम. इफ यू आर वेटिंग फॉर फिल्म, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? बिकॉज टिल यू डोंट वर्क यू कैन नॉट शोकेस योरसेल्फ.
सही बात.
तो ये डोंट पुट दीस थिंग्स इन योर हेड बिकॉज दे आर देयर ओनली बिकॉज यू हैव पुट देम.
आपको लगता है वो टीवी से मूवीज का ट्रांजिशन हो सकता है? बिकॉज आपने एक बार आई थिंक
कितने लोगों ने किया है ना यार. देन एनीथिंग इज पॉसिबल. द पॉइंट इज you set your boundaries. We all set our boundaries. Like people who, I've lived abroad for 4 years in America. A lot of people at that time used to say, "Arey, there is racism." I never felt it. You know why? I didn't allow those seeds in my head. I never felt it. A lot of people say, "Oh, there is." Okay, theek hai. For you there is. Because you used to look at yourself like that. You used to look at yourself as a brown guy. I never did, so I never felt it. These are things you put in your head.
one thing I never told Gautami.
Oh, nahi yaar, I've told her everything. I swear to God.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah.
We don't have that rapport because from day one we never had that rapport.
Yeah,
So I
fair.
literally,
That's a beautiful answer.
that's the only way a marriage can work.
Fair, fair. Last two questions. One thing I never told my father.
He was my role model. Yeah, that I didn't tell him.
Okay. On that note, my last question for anybody watching this, watching Ram Kapoor's life, watching everything that you've gone through, which is an insane roller coaster of a ride. What would you want them to take away? What would you want your children to take away from your life as a lesson or something that you could say, मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी ऐसे जी है, मैंने ये सीखा है, तुम ये सीख लो.
बहुत डीप आदमी है तू यार. Whether you want to believe in God, whether you don't want to believe in God, whether you want to be religious, you don't want to be religious, whatever you want to be, focus on this life. Don't focus on some afterlife. Whether that's there, not there is not important. Whatever you want to be is fine. Don't keep thinking about the afterlife and living for some other life. If it's there, it's there. Live this life completely, fully, and then figure out what is next. Because most people keep doing everything for the next life. That doesn't make sense. ये जिंदगी जियो, पूरी तरह जियो. Everybody has to die, but not everybody really lives.
Yeah.
Live this life. Don't worry about the next. When it comes, then think about it. That would be my take.
Love that. On that note, we will, for now, end the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Chalo, how are we doing on time? Yeah, he's good.
I told you. I promised you.
Not bad.